I am just a colorful person. Purple, red, so colorful. It's beautiful. Welcome to Wonderland. It's Ari here, and today I'm sharing with you guys my March wrap up. I didn't read too many books in March. I didn't read a lot of books from my TBR, which is perfectly fine. I still read. So I just want to share with you guys the books that I read in the month of March. Now, yes, one of them is a reread, but I still count it because I reread it every year and it does not matter. So let's just get into it. The first book that I read in March would be Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I reread this for like the billionth time to me, but according to Goodreads, I read it for the fifth time. And I have like different versions on Goodreads. I have the paperback, the hardcover, and the ebook on Goodreads as far as what I read. So, first off, I reread this because of the fact, hold on, I'm turning my phone off real quick. Okay, I reread this because of the fact that Love, Simon was coming out March 16th, so I wanted to reread the book before I went to see the movie, obviously. And I enjoyed it. I went to an early screening of it, and that's where I got this free t-shirt, so I am happy about that. But if you don't know what this book is about, if you haven't seen any of the movie trailers or the excerpts or blog reviews or movie reviews or everything, let me just break it down for you real quick. This is about a not so openly gay kid named Simon, and he has been kind of like falling in love with his pen pal Blue, who he met through Creek Secrets, which is a Tumblr page for his school. And this total beehole Martin finds his emails and screenshots them and blackmails Simon saying, hey, if you don't help me get with Abby, who is like the hottest girl in school, I'm going to out your emails and this kid Blue to everyone, and your secret of being gay is basically going to be out in the open. So this is Simon's coming out story, his coming out journey. It's him falling in love with Blue, finding out who Blue is, and it's just a super cute, amazing story that has become a major motion picture known as Love, Simon. If you haven't seen it already, go see it. I've seen it like 5 times. It's amazing. But I think it's a really cool book. I got it back in 2015, and ever since I've been buying like different copies every year like a weirdo, and I reread it at least once a year, except for I think in 2016 I read it twice. But I try to reread Simon once a year, but I read it earlier this month because I wanted to go and see the movie with all of the events of the book fresh in my brain. The next two books that I read in March were actually graphic novels, and that is Giant Days Volumes 2 and 3. I read Volume 1, I believe, last year in 2017, and I recently got my hands on copies Volumes 2 and 3. Now, Giant Days is a fun little comic series about these three girls in their freshman year of university, and basically their little adventures with relationships, sexuality, school, and just, it's a funny comic book, I swear. But I have volumes 2 and 3, and I read both of them in like one sitting, even though I got them on separate days. It doesn't matter. And I loved both of them, and I want to get my hands on the other volumes, but they're expensive, and my library does not have all the volumes. So I got to figure out how I'm going to read the rest of these volumes without paying so much money every single time. But I have the first 3 volumes in my personal library, which I am super happy about and okay with for the moment. But I would like to read the other volumes, just saying. All right. And the graphic novel train did not end with Giant Days. I also read The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wong, and this was the cutest thing I have ever read. Just take a moment and look at this real quick. Look at this beauty real quick. Okay, so this is about a dressmaker, and she, in the novel opens up where she made this amazing, striking dress for the prince's ball. And the prince kind of noticed this dress, and he brings her in and says, I want you to make all my dresses because I cross dress. I dress up as a female, and I am perfectly okay with it, but I couldn't find a dressmaker who can kind of get with my taste and what I want. So I want you to do it, but you got to keep my secret. And so it's their cute little journey. It's so sweet. And the prince is beautiful. I swear. Every time I try to talk about this book, I can't find the picture that I want. Jesus. Okay, here we go. So here's the prince right here, right? And that's him in the dress. Like, do you see this beauty? Do you see this? And it doesn't continue, and it doesn't stop. It does not stop. Like, here's another one. Here's him, and then here's him again. And it's so amazing, and it's so perfect, and beautiful, and cute. I've been always wanting to read this book, and I'm so happy I finally got my hands on it. I found it in Little Shop, and that's my local independent bookstore. So I was happy to see it there, and I bought it, and I read it. It's so good. It's so good. So good. Go read it. Go read this. I'm so serious. Go read this. And then finally, the final book that I read in March was actually a play. As you all know, I am a theater major, and I want to be a screenwriter or a playwright, besides being a, novelist, obviously. But I usually would read a play every semester, but since this past year I wasn't in school, I didn't necessarily do that. So I went to the library and picked a play on my own, and I read Dinner with Friends by Donald Margulies or Margolis. I don't know how to pronounce this. If you could give me the proper pronunciation, please let me know of this author's name. But this is a weird little. I, I don't even want to. I don't even know how to classify it a comedy or. It's not a tragedy, but it is a drama. It's a drama play about these two couples who have been friends for years, and their relationships all kind of intertwine with each other. And one of the couples is now getting a divorce, and they let their friends know through this dinner, and it kind of opens up some questions about marriage, about the challenges of marriage, about who people are, affairs, just all the stuff. When I was reading it, I read it with one of my best friends because I told her about it, and she read half of it, and then I read the other other half of it out loud while I was at her house, and we both basically agreed that this is like, the Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married? It's kind of like that, but with white people. That's how we described it. It's not an offensive thing or whatever. That's just how we compared it because if you've seen the movie Why Did I Get Married or even Why Did I Get Married Too, all these couples are friends and they have all these inner relationship struggles that kind of interact and connect with all the rest of their couple friends. And then one couple does get a divorce and then get remarried and just a bunch of stuff happens. But that's how we basically connected this play, and this play was actually made into a movie. So I did go and watch that, and it kind of basically confirmed my original thought. It's Tyler Perry, but with white people. So I understand that this play was probably written before Why Did I Get Married. I don't think they're connected in any sort of way or whatsoever. Plus, both productions, both projects are very different from each other. But as far as like a comparison, if you liked Why Did I Get Married, you might like this play to read it or watch the movie, I guess. I don't know. It was not bad. There were certain parts that I was confused about, I guess, because I've never been married, and I don't see myself getting married at least for the next few years. And some of the struggles in here, I can't relate. Like rich people stuff. Like, I don't know, but it was an okay play, and I got it from my library, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I liked it. So on my Goodreads rating, I actually gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Now to go back and give all my other books ratings, I give The Prince and the Dressmaker 4.5 out of 5 stars. I give Giant Days, both volumes, 4 stars out of 5, both of them, both or whatever. I don't know why I was about to say 2. That's stupid and weird. And then of course, Simon, I gave 5 out of 5 stars. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Tell me down below in the comments any of the books you read in March. If you've read Simon, if you've seen Love, Simon, let's talk about it. And if you want to be notified when I post new videos, you can of course subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to keep calm and keep reading.